Today's video is brought to you by Ladybug Paper Company.
Hello everyone. We are today at Nakagusuku zone.
Which, remember from your Japanese lessons over the last few UNESCO World Heritage Sites, is castle. I would like to apologize beforehand. I have been afflicted with the hiccups this morning, so there is a fairly good chance that throughout this video I will be interrupted periodically by the hiccups. So, there's one right there. Sunburn! So, unlike the last stop that we had, this one does charge admission. It is 400 Japanese yen, which is about $4. Since there's about a half a kilometer worth of hiking right away, there is a free shuttle that I will be showing you right now. Like many others before us, we approached Nakagusku from the western side of the castle, where the main road once existed. Today, you can approach without much concern, but for many years, armed guards kept watch as those going about their day rode by. In addition to the consequences of having the hiccups while talking, it also is a consequence when filming, because you'll notice every once in a while I'll be nice and straight and then I'll get a hiccup and it'll go blah, blah, blah. So I'd also like to apologize for the randomly bumpy parts within the smoother sections of the video. I've noticed it while I'm filming, so I'm sure you're going to notice it while you're watching. What do you guys do for your hiccups? The only thing that works for me is a giant spoonful of peanut butter. I eat it at once, and no word of a lie, it stops it immediately. Like it really does. Like I take it, bam, it stops.
So
what works for you?
We don't have peanut.
Yeah, I don't have peanut butter.
In Japan, we say if somebody who had 100 times hiccup, will be die.
Oh boy.
I think you got over 100.
I better stop hiccuping right away then. This substantial open space was once used for training horses, and I'm not talking about getting the horses acquainted with children for pony rides. I'm talking about training them to become machines of war. So there's a little story behind this hole here in the wall, is that back in World War II, the Japanese were going to use this castle as like a hiding place in sorts, and they were going to dig a tunnel underneath the walls of the castle here, and they ended up changing their mind, but they did start right here to tear some things down. You wouldn't imagine it, but life on Okinawa Island was pretty on par with many technical advances seen in mainland Japan. You really wouldn't imagine that it would be ahead of the game, but they were in their stonework. Okinawa showcases some of the most amazing and advanced bricklaying technology of the time. As we walked around the grounds, the skill and precision was more than evident, even to talking apes like us. We read that one of the U.S. commanders, Matthew Perry, when he first came to the castle, he was astounded by the craftsmanship of all the brick and how they were able to make it so strong without using any sort of bonding agent between any of the rocks. They're just placed on top of each other and cut and positioned perfectly to create such a strong and lasting building and structure. It's amazing. Like, and I mean, these things must have weighed an absolute ton as well. I mean, these are big pieces. There's some smaller pieces in some of the other sections, but these are huge rocks. So the one thing that I've noticed about this particular site compared to the other sites is that all the placards, for the most part, at least for the descriptions, they're all in Japanese. There's no English. Now, we did get an English pamphlet, so that's going to be able to help. I'm probably going to put that information actually in the video. But if you come here, make sure that you're referring to this pamphlet, because the actual signage around the fort is not going to be in English for you. Unlike the other ones, where on the same sign that there was Japanese, there was also an English description. And we found that sometimes the descriptions were slightly different. Sometimes we would get more information in the English version, and sometimes we get a little more information in the Japanese version. So bring a local.
I have to explain all of their sentences?
Yeah. Bring a Kane and myself. We charge very little.
Oh yes.
whatever these little flying bugs are, they're ridiculous. They're all they're all over the place, landing on you. It's right in your ears. Now, how do you suppose we get to these areas? Can you walk down this way? Maybe you gotta walk
I think just
down that
down
hill
that way,
and then
behind
up
the
and
wall.
around, yeah. They're doing stuff on your leg again.
What they doing? It's female.
Maybe. Oh, they're having fun on your leg. Man, these bugs.
A lot.
Get off me. Holy cow. These guys have like come out in full force. Holy cow. It was a poor little girl up ahead too. She was crying because they were bugging her so much.
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
I put that.
You flicked that and then it landed in the spider web?
Yeah, but spider is really small. Maybe he cannot catch.
There's that. There's the little spider.
Big supper.
I think it'll be fine. Yeah, big supper. So this area does have poisonous snakes. We do see signs to be careful. So it's going to be the first time well, I mean, the other sites have the same thing apparently. But this is definitely the first time I've been anywhere that No, that's such a big lie. I've been to other places where the poisonous snakes, in my South Carolina videos, Anna Ruby Falls, I'll put a link to that. We also had to be careful of rattlesnakes and stuff like that. Water. Fresh water, to be exact. We can't really brag about it in most of the developed world, but it was and continues to be an important commodity in developing nations. Today, we pipe it in, filter and treat our wastewater, and get charged a small fortune to drink it. But at least we have it. It wasn't always this easy to have access to fresh spring water. You either had to work for it, or you had to have a deep, reliable well. Then, and only then, could you relax and let the world pass you by. Gosamaru was all about the bragging rights back in the day. Boasting 3 wells within his castle, he gained prestige and reputation across the land simply by having an abundant supply of water at his fingertips. He protected and showed off his wealth of water by building a protective enclosure around it, showing us today exactly how important this resource was. Yeah, this is the rear gate, hun, also known as the butt gate. Did you know that?
Don't tell me. Is that true?
You think that's true?
No.
Here comes the sun. There's still a few rain clouds out in the distance over there, but over here nice and sunny, and the hiccups are still here. Yes folks, I hope you are sticking along with this video as long as my hiccups are. I would much appreciate you more than I appreciate these hiccups. The bugs are back in full force over on this side. I'm gonna try and get it because it's pretty crazy. This is what it's like all throughout this place. Just insane.
Maybe they're...
This tree's a hot spot for them though, but it gives you an idea of what it's like.
How can I say?
That's insane.
Good. Give up.
I'd hate to be the ruler that chose this as their location and then found out afterwards that there were all these bugs. Because it would suck to be them. I would definitely not stay here with all these bugs. Like, it's crazy. Like, there are thousands of them around. I don't know if they're here all the time or if, like, the late September is, like, their ideal let's come out and party time, but holy cow.
But they're two together.
It's insane. Yeah, it's almost like they're having a mating season at the end of September. I guess anytime's a good time. Alright, hon, do you know where I'm going to ask you to go next?
Two?
Did you see the really cool dead tree at the very end?
Dead tree?
Yeah.
Which one?
You can't see it from here, it's around the corner. I think we should go there.
Okay.
Unique to this section of the castle, this third enclosure boasts an advanced form of stone architecture called turtleback. The second enclosure features a curved wall unique to the castle and a very different type of stone architecture called nunozumi. This was the main form of brickwork used throughout the construction of the castle walls and structures. If you've ever watched an episode of MTV Cribs, they make you believe the magic happens in the bedroom. For Gosamaru, the magic happened in the first enclosure. It was here he built an awe-inspiring mansion where he threw lavish parties and festivals and held intricate and posh ceremonies. This section remained intact for most of its existence, but was almost entirely destroyed during the Battle of Okinawa. So this is what the enclosure used to look like, but they ended up tearing it down. It's just unstable? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they ended up tearing it down, but that's what it looked like. And I do see that they have everything labeled, so they could probably, if they wanted to, they could rebuild it piece by piece in the exact order that it was taken down in, which is cool. I'm sure these bugs are just thriving on the fact that we're just like sweaty old pigs over here. Like, everything's just sticky. My legs are wet, my hands and my arms are wet.
Oh, they're having water?
yeah.
Or salt?
They're having a salt water bath on our bodies. So I think one cool thing about visiting these places is that we don't have to be of massive importance in order to view these things, because when these things are actually in their prime, you couldn't just come up and see these things. So people that actually lived during the days when these were a happening place, they never had a chance to see any of this, and we're lucky enough to be able to come afterward and check out all these cool structures and these cool locations, because it's something that even back then people weren't able to do, and I think that's pretty cool. If this is the first video of mine that you've seen on Okinawa, you're probably not aware of the importance of holy places had within the castle walls. Considered more important than anything else, the empire's relationship with the gods and the land was of utmost importance. Nakagusku took this to the next level. Unlike the single holy place found in Katsuren Castle, Nakagusku boasted 3 holy locations within its southern enclosure. In addition to these, 5 more areas were designated within the physical castle alone. Unfortunately for Gosamaru, the gods didn't always smile down on his kingdom, as he eventually fell to the ruler of Katsuren Castle, Amawai. Alright everyone, thank you so much for joining again today. I hope you liked the video. I hope you learned something. It was really neat. Stupid hiccups, man. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really neat kind of walking through these areas. If you like the video, just let me know. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you like hiccups. Subscribe if you don't like hiccups. Subscribe if you like this content.
Don't like
Yeah.
hiccup.
I hope to see you all in the next video. We're going to be going to some more amazing places here in Japan. And then, of course, we're always on to the next venture. All right, everyone. Have a good one. See ya.